There's a new herbicide out this year, or wait, there's a new family of herbicides out this year. It's a little confusing, Darren. It's Kixor. What is it?
Well, see, I'm not a marketing genius, so I don't understand why the umbrella, but I guess it does make a little bit of sense. You've got the Kixor family of products, and they have products for a number of different crops. You can buy straight Kixor. It's confusing here to me why it's called Sharpen and not Kixor. I'm sure there's a good reason for that. I'm just not smart enough to understand that part of it, but it is an excellent product, and it does a great job in a wide variety of crops.
All right, well, let's get specific into this first, and then we'll talk about some of those other combination products. This Kixor, or Sharpen that it's called, it can be used in a number of different crops. It, in terms of weed control, is very good on a lot of broadleaf weeds. Okay, it has no activity on grass. So in other words, what does that tell you? It tells you it's probably going to be safe for most of the grass crops to use it in. Things like corn and wheat, there aren't going to be any problems. However, here's the other side of this Kixor. It's a very, very good burn down product. It will kill weeds very quickly, way faster than Roundup or even 2,4-D. So if you're in an area that you struggle to get that burn down done quickly in the spring, or you want stuff controlled faster, Kixor is the way to go. The problem with that is it will kill anything that's up. So in other words, I just told you can use it in corn or wheat.
This is great.
Well, you can use it in corn or wheat, but you can't use it post-emerge in corn or wheat. You have to use it pre-emerge in every single crop.
With Kixor, it's really, really fast. I was in a field this year that was right by a hog unit, and the weeds that were sprayed with Kixor were dead within just a few days. They were crispy. You could just crunch those weeds, and it was really impressive to me. Also, the uses in the desiccant market, when you've got a crop like, say, sunflowers, for example, at the end of the year, the whole field doesn't really get ready at the same time, and depending on what kind of weather you have, that field may not get ready quite as early as you want it to. You can go out with a desiccant like Sharpen and fry down crops like that so they're all ready to harvest at one time. It really helps out planning a harvest in crops like sunflowers.
Okay, so let's talk about some of these combinations that are out there. We already said you can buy straight Kixor. It's called Sharpen. But then there are other choices like Integrity and Optill. What are those?
Well, let's look at Optill first of all. That is Kixor or Sharpen plus Pursuit. Now, when you think about BASF marketing these products, it only makes sense for them to combine two of their own products. And Pursuit is a product that really hasn't been used a lot in recent years compared to what it was in its glory days back in the 90s in soybeans. But it has a wide variety of weeds that it controls, including grass, especially when it's used as a low-rate pre. Now, here's the challenge, though. Like any of these combination products, is that rate mix quite right for you? Now, if you're going to mix Sharpen and Pursuit yourself, you're going to spend a lot more money than you will buying their combination of Optill. So I do like using Optill. You may just have to play with that rate a little bit to get that Pursuit rate down to where you want it.
Yeah, I'd say more than play with it. You basically need to cut their standard rate of Optill in half, in my opinion, because we just think having 4 ounces, or in other words, a full rate of Pursuit out there anywhere in any crop situation is really pushing it. We get worried about carryover. That's our concern. But if you cut that rate by 25%, or like I would cut it in half, then you've got a lot less risk, and it's actually a really good option. Now, if you're in sugar beet country, or if you're in sunflower country, you shouldn't be using Optill whatsoever. I mean, that Pursuit will hold in the soil long enough so it could hurt a sugar beet crop 3-4 years down the road. Same thing with the sunflower crop. But if you're just in a corn-soybean rotation, I have no problem going out there with Optill at a half rate. It'll do a nice job. You spray Roundup later on, you're gonna have great weed control.
Yeah, if you're in one of those sensitive rotations, just stick with straight Sharpen. Right. But let's say that you're a corn and bean guy. Why not use something like Integrity in corn? It's Outlook, which is safe for corn or beans, and it's Sharpen, which is safe for corn or beans. This is a pretty good thing.
Yeah, so that is a good option. You don't have to worry about the carryover issue like you do with some of the other products that are out there. And we like this Integrity choice because it's labeled everywhere. So like, for example, the state of Minnesota, for inexplicable reasons to us, they have not labeled the product Balance Flex, which is a great herbicide that has excellent activity on lots of different broadleaf weeds. We need that in our Roundup crops, but you can't use it in Minnesota. Well, what can you use? You're stuck. There aren't a lot of choices. Here's where the Integrity would fit great because it's got that Kixor. You've got a lot of activity on many different broadleafs. It fits well in a Roundup crop rotation.
The other cool thing about Kixor is it's such a low rate product. In many cases, we're using 1 ounce or less. In some cases, we're using up to maybe 2 ounces. It's not a high rate product. I really like that. It's a PPO inhibitor similar to what Valor and Authority are, although it works a little bit different. Now, the one caution that I make when I mentioned that it's in that PPO family, you can't use a combination of Authority in Sharpen or Valor in Sharpen. You can only use one PPO per year. So do be cautious about that. Don't think you're going to be smarter than the big chemical companies and make your own concoction. You could run into some issues if you start combining two members of that same family.
Well, Kixor is a good product. We think it fits in many different situations across the country. But the important question today is, will it control our weed of the week? We'll tell you coming up next.